everybody, and welcome to the Quill and Tankard, your favorite little pit stop right outside the great city of Old Town, where the Maesters sit down, pound back a few brewskis, and today chat about the latest and first real Game of Thrones Season 7 trailer. I'm one of your hosts, Michael, also known as Bookshelf Stud.
I'm Joe Magician, also known as Matt.
Hey, I'm Fat Walda.
And I am Sam R, or Samuel, as you may know me from the latest Maester Monthly.
And I'm another one of your hosts, Eliana, also known as Glass Table Girl.
So, the trailer. What did you think of it?
I enjoyed the many shots of Littlefinger looking creepy. That was quite a motif.
Yeah, they really brought back Creepy Finger.
That was vintage Littlefinger. There was that one of him sort of standing in the shadows by himself behind a wall.
That was really weird. He was just like up against the wall being like, ooh, I'm by a wall. Hello. I was like, what are you doing?
He thinks he's really cool. He's just standing there on his own with his arms crossed, waiting for ladies to come up to him.
Or he just,
like Sansa.
He just really likes walls. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's why he's gone further north, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He really into ice walls.
Yes.
To lean against.
We also
else.
got yet another scene of Littlefinger monologuing at Sansa while she stares into the middle distance, which are some of my favorite scenes from the show.
So that scene is at like 53 seconds, and it's immediately after Jon, like standing at the head of the table, I guess at Winterfell, like looking out. And so it's like Jon looking out, and then immediately after that, Sansa, like, with Littlefinger over her shoulder, staring back at him, like, you know, in the cups. For reals. But it was definitely setting up that opposition.
Oh, that's a good observation.
Yeah.
He's making drama. I mean, that's what he's doing, right? He's just trying to make them fight over nothing.
Littlefinger? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it's not nothing. It is like the throne of the North.
Yeah, but I mean, it's her brother. I mean, it's not like it's an enemy.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that he said all your brothers are dead, because he's doing that thing again where he's like, like trying to trick her into thinking that Jon's not her real brother. Or not trick her, but, you know, like...
Seeing how this trailer and, you know, other Season 7 stuff is setting up, like, the Sansa-Jon kind of rivalry with Littlefinger stoking the flames. Because when I first saw the Season 6 finale, I misread it as Sansa was triumphing over Littlefinger's, you know, sneakiness by having Jon get the job. And I thought, oh, it's like a unity between siblings things. Everyone's going to be happy. Jon's going to be a good leader. Sansa's fine with it. But now it's like being played as no, they're going to be rivals and Littlefinger's messing it up. And I don't know. I guess it's typical Game of Thrones-y intrigue, but I kind of like the Stark unity misreading I had last year more.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think one thing that Game of Thrones usually does better than other shows is have people kind of communicate the way real people would. Like, so many shows sort of rely on people having bad communication skills and not talking to each other well. And I mean, for the most part, Song of Ice and Fire either avoids that, or George R. R. Martin is just really good at hiding it and putting other things in the way. But just having them clash, that's, you know...
Yeah. There's very few rom-com moments, like when someone's caught on the act and they make no effort to explain themselves and the other person just walks away. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Except for that time with the Veil Army.
Yeah.
She probably should have mentioned that was happening.
That's what I mean.
Oh, so this was sarcasm the whole time.
No, but like, I think they used to be really good at it. I get the feeling that as we move forwards with Jon and Sansa, they're making them really dumb at communication.
They had that conversation afterwards where Jon was like, we need to talk. And I think he's specifically talking about, like, you were going to save my life. That would have been good information.
Yeah,
I thought it was just because rom-com things, as we just established.
Yeah, rom-com things.
We just needed a sad indie music montage over it after this split.
Jon's hair goes over his eye. He looks off into the distance.
There were a lot of maps in this trailer.
Lots of maps.
More than previous trailers.
I saw a comment in the Spoilers Extended Mega Thread by one GoTAW that said, apparently D&D felt they hadn't crapped on Stannis enough, so they had to posthumously map shame him.
Make a better map. I don't know. Can you get better than the Dragonstone map? That one's like topographical, and apparently you can bang Melisandre on it. I mean, it's great.
Oh, that's a good point.
Very multi-purpose.
A lot of perks.
Everything you could want from a map.
Perks.
I was going to say, I was actually, when I was watching the trailer, thinking about tables as the medium for maps and how sort of impractical that is. I mean, great for planning campaigns and stuff, but like they've got castles and things carved into it, and it's like, not all these things are forever.
That's
a wall
true.
on the table. When the wall comes down, I mean, like, that table's going to be obsolete.
Do you think they know that in the story? Like Cersei's like, don't put the map, don't put the wall in there. I mean, we all know that's done at the end of the season.
I'll be honest, the map, Cersei's map that she's standing on, I don't know, like it has the same font as like the promotional materials on it.
Yeah.
Like the Narrow Sea is labeled the Narrow Sea the same way it is on, like all the promotional materials. I don't know, that kind of took me out of it a little bit. What
she should have done is gotten the book-specific Lands of Ice and Fire set, which is much more accurate.
Yes.
There we go.
That would be great if she just had like all these posters hanging up, like a map of Bravos and...
But that's actually a good point. This comes from, I think, the movies about Elizabeth, where she has one of those things. She has an entire floor of maps, and they put the troops on top of it and move them all around in the castles and stuff. And it looked, that's much more practical than the Dragonstone one, which is kind of set in stone as it is.
Oh, that's very good.
Wow.
That's a good pun. Yeah. Excellent. The mountain has a tiny helmet in the new trailer. Does anyone have any thoughts on how ridiculous he looks?
It definitely evoked Kate Blanchett.
You just triggered Aaron.
Do you like it more, or do you like it less than the idea of the mountain with a helmet with a tiny fist?
That's all I wanted from the show was the tiny fist helmet, and they won't give it to me. But this is close. This is close.
Yeah.
Him having look like he pulled a turtleneck sort of up over his nose or whatever.
He kind of looks like the Juggernaut now.
A little bit. A little bit. Or of course Shredder from.
Shredder's a good one.
He does look like Shredder. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand the crest that was on his chest. It kind of looks like a Celtic knot. I don't know what that is. Is that Cersei's symbol?
I think it looks like Cersei's crown from the finale.
She put her crown on his chest.
Someone pointed that out in one of the threads, and I feel bad that I can't remember who it was, but I'm pretty sure it's Cersei's crown. He's Queen's Guard now, so
I don't know. It seems a bit over the top, even for Cersei. Make some armor. Put this crown on it.
He actually does look like a Goomba from the Super Mario Brothers movie from the early 90s.
I have a different yes, he does.
Well, I'm going to link you a picture of the Goomba in case you've forgotten what he looks like.
Oh, I know what he looks like.
All right, good.
So, I'm looking at a still right now of the mountain's armor, and it seems as though, yes, there's a knot, but if you look at it, it seems as though there seems to be some sort of line crest maybe on his shoulder pads. Maybe you didn't pay attention to shoulder pads because you missed out on the 80s. I also missed out on the 80s, so I don't know what I'm saying. But there's spikes coming from the middle of the knot.
Oh, yeah.
I guess they're supposed to resemble the Iron Throne. I don't know.
Oh, maybe that's right. Maybe it's kind of an Iron Throne deal.
It's like an Iron Throne plus some really great Photoshop brushes that Cersei found somewhere. Just laid them on top of the armor.
It's very intricate and delicate.
Yeah.
What's the timestamp on that?
2005.
No.
A minute and 15 seconds.
Thank you, because I couldn't find Goomba Mountain.
That's not 2005.
You meant the aesthetic of all those swirly ass paint, swirly Photoshop brushes, 2003, 2005.
Yeah, that's accurate though. I mean, that's
fair enough. She's got you there.
I felt like there was a really big Lannister presence in terms of the military. There were shots of men holding lion crest shields and Lannister guards in the throne room.
Yeah, and
et cetera.
And even when the Unsullied are stomping on people, it looks like Lannister soldiers to me.
Yeah.
Have they become the new stormtroopers?
Oh my god!
Whoa!
Or the new red shirt, literally red shirts.
Yeah, because it's hard to believe that they would look at Cersei and be like, "Yeah, this is who we should follow." I mean, just on a personal level, what she's done and how bad she's been at her job. How are you still supporting her, even with Jaime there?
It might be entirely due to the aesthetics that she's promoting, like her new dress and Gregor's armor, yeah.
But beyond that, because of what she's done at Baylor's set, like whether or not you agree with it and whether or not you think it's going to happen in the books, there is to some extent maybe a parallel between something Tywin would have done where he like floods the entire castle and kills everyone, but this time it's fire instead.
Oh,
maybe she's like weaponized an anti-religion, group of people with the set burning down. They took it as a big symbolic move. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Like an inverse of the Sparrows.
Right, yeah, like sort of this reactionary
like badgers,
class.
that too.
I'm sorry, wait, can we back up? Eliana, are you suggesting that badgers are the opposite of sparrows? Is that...
Well, okay,
I feel like this is true.
Maybe fish.
Well, we're seeing the story from a very different perspective. I mean, like the average Lannister guy on the ground might be fist pumping. It's like, yeah, she defeated all her enemies.
Just like the Rains and the Tarkuts.
Yeah. I hadn't thought of that. That's a good point. Nice job.
Especially like people who are sort of maybe more middle class. Like if the sparrows were all these like poor serfs, basically. The people who are one step up from that, like professional soldiers. And if we look at it from a class warfare sort of,
sure,
analysis, you have, like the proletariat with the sparrows, and then you have the lower level bourgeoisie, who are the Lannister soldiers, who, are reacting to the rising of the proletariat.
What do you want to move on to next?
Where is Arya going?
Good question. Where is Arya going?
There's wait, this was great. I thought of this.
Okay.
So 18 seconds in, it's Arya like with her cloak and her traveling gear like on a horse, and it's a girl on a gray horse. Or like it was a gray girl on a dying horse. Anyway, but like it's the imagery. It's very
that's a good
bookish.
point.
And then later on she's like in a blizzard or something.
She seems colder later.
Yeah, she's clearly in the snow, which means she's gone north of the neck.
It's almost like that line where it's like when the winter snows thaw or something, we will find your body with a needle between your fingers or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
What Jon says to her in Game of Thrones. That's
right.
So then like a minute and 2 seconds in, she's like building a fire and there's snow all around and she looks really cold.
Yeah.
Here's the question. Why is she going north? All of her targets are south. So what is she doing? Right? I mean, like her targets are like Cersei and Ilyn Payne and a bunch of Lannister cronies. Why is she going north after killing Walder Frey? Sure, she'd be going after the rest of her list, right?
Yeah, that's a good question though. What is she doing heading north? I mean, maybe she's just going home to Winterfell, but that suggests she's not interested in killing Cersei anymore.
But she killed Walder Frey. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe in the clip where she's in the snow, Cersei is already dead.
Ooh.
Maybe it's like a late season clip. Oh, that'd be tricky.
Or is she not north and the snow has started in the south?
Oh, also entirely possible as winter has come.
Yeah. It has. Yeah. Also, I'm just saying the horse she's riding is actually pretty fat, which seems a little weird because it's, it is. You look at that horse, her legs can't really, like, it's a pretty chubby horse.
But my question is it male or female?
Yeah, exactly. I was going to ask the same thing.
Hold on, let me scroll down to the shot of the horse's butt later on.
Does it have blue or green eyes?
Also a good question. How big are
Is its name Renly?
Does the horse have childbearing hips or very thin hips?
I think the horse is an imposter.
What does Jaime Lannister think of the hips?
Thanks for all the backup on that one, guys.
Sorry.
That was great.
She also, Arya also looks under a bed really weirdly. Like, what's going on there?
What is that? And what does she find under there? She finds Jorah's arm sticking out of the wall in the next shot.
Are we sure that's Jorah?
Oh, yeah, I guess we should talk about the arm at some point.
There's a comment in the extended mega thread by a user, Lynch47, referring to the arm going through the hole in the door that says, hole in the door, hole the door, Hodor. Hodor returns in season 7 confirmed.
Wow.
With grayscale.
Oh my god, it's so brilliant.
Yeah, I could believe that. I could believe Hodor returning, especially in terms of being like confronting Bran, look at what you've done. And also he'd be a very formidable zombie.
I've also heard speculation it's the septa that Cersei's torturing. Someone said they recognized the wood framework from the door in one of the threads. I don't unfortunately remember the name.
I disagree with that, but that's a cool thought.
Yeah. Just like reaching out like, help me.
Help
What
me.
we need to do is we need to zoom in on this hand and get a fingerprint of it and compare it to the other
True.
fingerprints that we have seen throughout the series.
So
Can
actually,
we get some red arrows and circles?
Yes.
that's all you need. I think it's Jorah because you can see that sleeve coming down, and that's his sort of his shirt, which he wears.
His only shirt.
Is there a blue scarf too?
I bet there is a blue scarf.
So why is he locked up? Where is he?
Is he unarmed?
But the last we saw, he was going off with no, he wasn't off with Dario.
He was just going
Scratch
off on
that.
his own.
What was the last thing he was doing?
The
He
last
was
thing
going
he
to
did,
get his cure so he could come back to his Khaleesi.
right? Danny was like, "Go find a cure for yourself."
So he's found
creepy
himself
bastard.
locked up in a room somewhere? Like, what's going on there? How did he get there?
Maybe
If
it's
that's
like a
it.
tiny guillotine.
Oh god.
He's about to get his hand
To cut off his arm?
French
It's,
revolutioned. You know what I'm saying?
No, it could be treatment, like stick your arm in the hole and get irradiated kind of thing. I don't know.
Sure. Or he's gonna burn it off with dragon fire?
Ooh, there you go.
Oh, that'd be
I
cool.
mean, maybe he's quarantined, as people do with sick folk.
Yeah, like a leper locked away. Begging.
Because grayscale's literally inspired by leprosy.
That's a great point.
You would
Yes,
think
it
if
is.
he were being quarantined, though, that they wouldn't give him a little hole that he could stick his infected
true.
body part out of.
Very
It's a
good
bad
point. Very
quarantine.
good point.
Just like how, okay, so early on in the trailer, Cersei's rattling off her enemies, right? She's, north,
Sure.
south, east, west. For the south, it's someone sharpening a blade. Who is sharpening what blade?
That's gotta be one of the sand snakes.
You think
right?
so? So I think it looks like a man's hand. Maybe that's, maybe
Ooh,
I'm
Ario?
barking up the
Ario
wrong tree.
Hota? Oh no, he's dead.
He's dead. Where I'm going with this, I'm going somewhere, is I think Quentin has been a character all along, and it's him sharpening his blade, getting ready to re-enter the fray.
I thought you were gonna say Darkstar, and I was way more excited about that.
That's better. That's good too. I like Darkstar.
So who are Cersei's enemies to the west then?
To the west, that's Euron's ship for sure.
Okay.
And also you might notice when you look at that ship, it has like big sort of sails coming off the sides, which I think Euron has made a ship look like a dragon and is going to try and trick Dany into thinking that he has a dragon by flapping the wings on the ship very hard.
Is
I
that
love
dragon.
this.
Yeah,
is that the ship made out of all of those trees from the Iron Islands?
Yes.
that's actually
Yes.
Very-
when he said, "Let's build 1,000 ships so I can kill my nephew and niece." What he meant was,
Let's go
build a
murdered.
fake dragon.
A mummer's
Like
dragon?
in Troy, like the Trojan dragon. The Trojan Dargan.
I think that came from a different
Oh my
source
God,
before
this
it
is
came from the film
amazing.
Troy. Although David Benioff or D.B. Weiss, I can't remember which one, wrote the screenplay for Troy. So
It's Benioff, yeah. DB's a hack, but Benioff's actually writes stuff.
Let's keep that.
They did.
please.
I like Troy. That was a good movie.
So we mentioning the Ironborn and Euron's ship. There's a couple other Ironborn in this trailer.
Yeah.
The first, of course,
Yeah.
being Theon, who
Oh, yes.
is on some sort of exploding ship. It looks like.
Yeah.
There's fire everywhere.
Burning embers.
Now I'm gonna drop a hot and juicy reveal on you guys, but I went frame by frame with a magnifying glass, and on one of the shields on the people on that fiery ship is a big red eye. So that's
Euron?
definitely Euron, I think.
So you think there's a Ironborn rebellion?
Well, I think there's some sort of naval battle at least, because if Theon's on a ship, and if Theon's on that ship that's burning, and he's watching like Euron's guys pour onto the deck.
Do you think that Theon is going to take the role of Aeron from?
Oh, that would be dark as hell.
My poor boy.
If they have another Greyjoy Rebellion, I'm just wondering what they'd name it. Like, would it be the Greyjoy Rebellion 2.0? Or
Yes.
Greyjoy Rebellion Strikes Back?
The even more gray Joy Rebellion.
The
Return of the
Joy
Squid.
Rebellion.
The Slate Rebellion. It's so
Yes.
great.
Greyjoy Rebellion
Yes,
Revengeance.
yes.
That was a good game. Don't hate on the Revengeance.
I'm glad you also liked it. I liked Revengeance.
And then there's the second appearance of the Greyjoys. What happened?
Yeah, so we were watching it, and people were like, "Who are the people kissing and making out?" It's like there's Grey Worm
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Missandei, and then it's like immediately after that, it's like, "Oh, who is that? Is that Sansa and Jon?" No,
Yes.
I also
it's
thought
Yara. It's Yara and Ilaria, because what we need is, I don't know.
It's like a
I
Mad
don't even
Libs
have
of Game
words.
of Thrones. It's like, who will make out this time? Pick 2 random names.
It's like, so we've already established the whole Yara lesbianism because she's more manly than Theon, right? Like,
Yes,
is the
they have
thing
established
now.
that.
Yes.
And now we have Ilaria, like, men can't get stuff done, so me and my sand snakes are gonna kill everybody and take over. And apparently now the men are so weak that they just have to make out with each other.
I'm just saying, in the brothel in season 4, they established that Ilaria is into all types. They had that scene where Oberyn and Ilaria are just like admiring every ass in the room, no matter whom it is attached to.
D&D have definitely been consistent with Ilaria's characterization. Very
Yes, this is true. They foreshadowed everything perfectly leading up to this moment.
Yeah, this is just,
Same with Yara. Yeah.
it's lesbian fetishism.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there really any point for the 2 of them to be doing this?
Well, we know that Dorne and not the Ironborn, Dorne and Theon and Yara are sailing with Dany.
Right.
So
That's-
you're on a ship.
That's it, I guess.
They're just like in proximity.
I'm just
so...
saying, even Sam lost his virginity on a ship. So lots of things can happen on a ship, you know?
Not in the show. In the show, he lost it
out
in the barracks.
Out on the open waters.
Is it
where
because
anything
it's
can happen.
it's a ship?
Oh, they're shipping. Are they on a
Eliana.
boat in that?
I see
might
some
be on a
timbers
boat.
in the background. I think they're on
Yeah,
a boat.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're on a boat.
It's my timber-related guess. Someone, Joanna Robinson of Vanity Fair on Twitter, she suggested that maybe the Missandei and Grey Worm scene and the Ilaria and Yara scene are happening at the same time before some sort of battle, as Dany just says to her followers, this might be it, guys. Do them if you got them. And it's everybody sort of going for the one-night stand.
yeah.
So if they played Love the One You're With by Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young over top
Which
of
exists.
a montage of Team Targaryen just getting it on with everybody in sight, that would save
Sure.
the show, I think.
But at least like Missandei and Grey Worm has been like set up.
I-
Like, why would you possibly have these 2 characters making out?
Because girl power.
That's why. Just
the
glory
same
power?
reason Mount
Girl
Everest
power.
is climbed.
Just to see if they can.
Because it's there.
Yes.
Like, I don't mind them having, like, same-sex couples themes. I just would like for it to have more depth, but I guess that's like asking for a lot, considering that a lot of the different sex scenes don't. But
Yeah.
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 The mechanics of the Grey Worm and Missandei scene, I'm really intrigued how that's going to be handled. How is this going to work? How's this going to be shot?
And see, yeah, the thing is, like, I'm not that concerned about in real life how that would work. Like, that's, whatever. People can figure that out. It's how D&D have chosen to write and film that scene that, yeah.
It's been set up for years, too. They've been setting up their romance for, like, 2 seasons now, I think.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, I'm more of a fan of that romance plot, because I think the show could use, like, a healthy romance between 2 characters that is not solely about titillation.
I mean,
It's sweet.
maybe that's what we'll get with Yara and Ilaria.
Hmm.
Well, they set this up early on in Marine, where they had the Unsullied going to the prostitutes in order to like be cuddled.
Yeah.
Like maybe it will just be. I mean, they've set it up in this trailer to be exciting, but maybe it's literally as tame as that.
Why are they
I find
getting
cuddling
naked
to
then?
be very sexual, Matt, so don't
I
call it
know
tame.
naked
that's not
cuddling
tame,
is still a
right?
thing.
Yeah,
That's
that's
pretty tame compared to what they're at, what other sex we've seen.
But in the screenshot thread, there's a comment by user PHW_III saying, Dany putting her hand down on the beach is exactly what Henry VI did when he landed in England at the end of the War of the Roses before going on to take the throne.
That is
That's a great connection.
comment.
Yeah. Well done, person.
Bravo. Yeah, that's fantastic.
And then we're looking at Dragonstone. There's a lot more vegetation than the last time we were there.
Yeah, well,
There's quite a lot of grass going.
it's all gone to seed since Stannis left. He used to mow the lawn every Sunday, but
grinding his teeth. Yeah, this is calling back what we saw in the first trailer, where Dany is very definitely going Aegon the Conqueror. The little girl from what we saw in the first season is now totally gone. She's full conqueror. She's ready with the dragons. She's ready to invade, and she's got her throne. This is happening.
The show itself has kind of blossomed too, from like little scared girl to big tough woman. In the I don't know where I'm going. The dragon CGI is just so good now compared to season 1's finale.
It is very excellent.
Yeah.
I do think that's interesting, though. Like, the line that they have her say, she's like, I was born...
She was born to rule Westeros. Was that it?
She was born in the
I was
summer
born ready.
of her 27th year.
Like,
Which is interesting because when she was born, wasn't she like third in line?
Yeah, exactly. She says, I was born to rule Westeros. But, yeah, she was born third in line, so no, she was not. And she was a woman, which means she was always going to be last based on, like, the form of primogeniture.
Kind of.
She was always going to be last based on the form of primogeniture that, like, the Targaryens adopted. If Rhaegar and his children had survived, so then it goes Rhaegar, Aegon, Aegon, Viserys, Rhaenys, Daenerys. She was,
but Valyrians were gender equal with that. They could always claim that if they wanted to.
No,
they could always
weren't.
go back to that legal precedent.
Not anymore.
No, they
though.
weren't. After
Not
the Dance of the Dragons, the Dance of the Dragons established that female claimants always come after all male claimants. That was the whole point.
Right, but they could go back because they're the Dragon Lords. They could do whatever they want.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess
decided
granted,
not.
if she has dragons, she could. But like at the time she was born, she would.
That's true. That's a good point.
Be far back.
Yeah, she was
Maybe
fifth.
The show's prequel, Dance of the Dragons, could have a different ending where
That's true.
that's not set in stone.
The Princess and the Queen?
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Sweet Princess Shireen already revealed the end of that in one of her final scenes.
Good point.
Season 5.
I concede that.
They actually burned her for spoiling the HBO spin-off show. That was why they set fire to Princess Shireen.
Can't ruin that stuff. But yeah, I think that shows a lot about Dany.
It shows a lot about Dany to think that, she was technically fifth in line, and for her to think then, it really shows that she's adopted this idea, true or not, of destiny, of her being the one to reclaim Westeros and thinking herself, in some ways, as Aegon the Conqueror reborn.
Do you think that she's talked to Melisandre before she said that line?
Wow, I did not think that, but now I'm going to think about it.
Melisandre, we saw her looking down on what appears to be Dragonstone.
Yep.
If she's met Dany, convinced her that she's Azor Ahai, I mean, she's very successful with Stannis. Did she do it with Dany too?
Oh, is that what I was looking at? I wasn't sure what I was looking at.
Did she do it with Dany?
That's
the
the
real
Great Wall
question.
of China, but not the Great Wall
It
of
appears
China.
to be It appears to be Dragonstone when you look at Tyrion on a similar cliff
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it appears Melisandre found her way there. If she's already encountered the Red Priestess from Meereen, Melisandre reinforcing it, she might really believe she's Azor Ahai coming again now.
I mean, it must be easy for Melisandre to get back. She's been to Dragonstone before. Once you've been to a city before, you can just use fly to get back. That's like how it works, Matt.
Oh my god, you're so
That's
right.
a great
she has her
point.
Pidgeot.
That's a Pokemon reference.
That is a Pokemon. Sorry.
Mel empowering Dany in such a way would also, like in a meta way, fit into the map shaming and all the other Stannis shaming that D&D like to engage in post Stannis' death. So
Well,
I could definitely see that.
I was gonna say, what's going on with Mel there then? Because she's like, Stannis is Azor Ahai, like this is the guy, and then so then Stannis dies. And she resurrects Jon, right? And she's like, oh, hey, Jon, you're the one. And then they, like, kick her out for burning Shireen. And so what, she's just going to go to Dany now and be like, hey, guess what? You're the one. It's like at some point she's going to lose credibility, right? I mean, or does she really think that Dany's the one because Dany has dragons? It's like, but you just resurrected Jon.
I think she's heading back to Dragonstone because it's like she doesn't know Westeros. I mean, she's a foreigner. Where else is she going to go, you know? She might as well just go back to Dragonstone and camp out with the sweet dragons. I'm imagining that when Dany and company land there, Mel has been there for like several months and is like not shaved in a while and sort of, you know, let herself go a little bit. And there's empty pizza boxes all over Dragonstone. And
she might be responsible for the changed vegetation.
There we go.
You're right. Yeah.
Well, she probably doesn't know that Jon's parentage, but she can go to Dany and say like, I could bring people back to life. I did it.
That is a good asset.
That is a very good selling point for you as an advisor.
I'm going to say that in my job interviews when I look for a job.
You can bring people back to life.
Yeah.
That's a great positive as a person.
What's your greatest weakness? Well, sometimes I bring people back to life accidentally.
Sometimes I burn children, but it's for the greater good because it gets rid of the snow so that we can win the battle. So any insights on the table when Dany's standing at the table at the head of Dragonstone there, looking at the pieces on the map?
Well, I think that it's the same scene as when later on in the trailer someone knocks over the lion piece. I think that's Tyrion knocking over that lion piece, and I think that's the same scene as him and Dany standing over the map. Nice.
He's plotting against his sister.
Yeah.
I was going to say, even though Tyrion is finally featured in this one after being absent from the first trailer, he really doesn't have a lot to do. I mean, he's on the cliff and he's at that scene with like the map. Tyrion's not doing a lot in this one. He's standing at the head of the table and he's sort of standing on a cliff. And this is one of their major characters and they haven't really shown what he's doing yet.
Yeah. He's very quiet in this trailer. Some sort of quiet lion.
Oh.
Maybe
fast.
Maybe Dany cut his tongue out.
Whoa.
That'd be crazy.
It would be a little dumb because she just made him her hand, but that's, you know.
Well, she made him her hand, not her mouth, so you know.
I was going to say, who else is playing a minor role or no role in the trailer? There's no Bran.
No,
Bran's missing entirely.
Bran is everywhere. He's inside all our hearts.
No, Brienne.
No Brienne.
Brienne's missing, yeah.
No Sandor.
Sam's gone.
No
Not
Sam.
the Sam, the other Sam.
Jamie is not very prominent in the trailer either. You see him standing next to Cersei like Tyrion is standing next to Dany.
That's a great point.
That's true. It seems a reversal of his Riverlands plot. He's gone to being subservient after trying to escape.
It's like he and Tyrion are both the wartime consiglieres to their respective godmothers.
The Ned father?
Around 1:15 to 1:18 in the trailer, there's a shot of what looks to be the Winterfell crypts and a very hostile Jon slamming Littlefinger against a wall.
Yes.
And it looks like Lyanna is the statue behind them. Could this be a very thematically tight reveal of R plus L equals J by Littlefinger, of all people, to Jon?
God, I would be so angry if Littlefinger was the...
Oh, man. I mean, do you remember how mad people were when he did Sandor's origin story back in season 1?
I was one of the mad people.
Yeah, exactly. I can't imagine if Littlefinger is going to be the guy to reveal R plus L equals J. But
he has hinted he knows. At least a little.
That's what I was thinking. Season 5, was it? With Sansa when he's in the crypts.
In the crypts, yeah.
And
the look he gave her.
You know, he also has been making a big point about how Jon is not Sansa's real brother. Which
in this trailer, he said that.
Yeah, which, I mean, we all just, I think, took to be him plotting against Jon. But what if he's being literal? What if he's, like, telling Sansa, Jon is literally not your brother. He's literally your cousin.
This is as straightforward as he can get. Is to just keep hinting.
I don't even really see where that gets him. I mean, just to get Sansa the queen in the north, what does that do for Littlefinger at this point?
Well,
why would he even reveal this if he had it?
Obviously, she would be so grateful she would marry him.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well, he wants to get laid by Sansa.
That's true. He wants to get...
This is a lot to do to lay Sansa.
I mean, yeah, because last season he told her about his little Crayola drawing or whatever about the two of them on the Iron Throne.
That's how I remember it going down too, because that's the only way I remember that scene going down. I don't remember how it actually went down, because I only remember the Crayola drawing.
Same.
It's close. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
But what could have Littlesinger have even said that would have made Jon that upset when they're in the crypts? What could he have said?
I don't know. Jon is such a hothead. He just gets angry at everybody.
That's true. I bet he said something like, "They didn't have the budget for your wolf this season, Jon."
Whoa!
I will kill.
Yeah, see? That makes you angry.
Cat had excellent judgment, and you're nothing but a bastard. Sorry.
That seems like a lot for Jon to get physical over.
But what if
Secretly...
Littlefinger leans in and he whispers, like, I know exactly who should be the ruler in the north. And Jon's like, who? Littlefinger says,
Me.
your sister.
Your cousin.
But we've already established his cousin.
Yeah.
We also get an interesting scene of Jon, what appears to be running with Tormund.
Yeah, actually, if you freeze frame on that, it looks like Tormund is trying to catch him because Jon stole his lunch or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
A good post in the official trailer thread from Sparky IS007, where he's wondering if this is Jon going to find Bran. If he somehow got word that Bran is still alive, he'd probably go and try and save him, right? I mean, he did the same for Rickon.
That's true. In fact, Bran, doesn't he know? I mean, Sam told him at one point, right?
I was going to say, Jon already knows that Bran's there north of the wall.
So maybe
But if he can get to him...
Yeah, maybe newly resurrected Jon, now that he couldn't save Rickon, maybe he's like, I'm going to go find my other brother because I know he's still alive for shizzle.
Although, why would Tormund be pissed about that?
Because the last time it was a trap.
That's a good point.
What about Benjen?
Oh, is he in contact with Benjen then?
Yeah, that's true. Benjen just sort of wandered away last season, didn't he?
Like a Navy SEAL going to get the others.
Maybe he's heard wind that there's a wooden post up north of the wall that says Benjen on it, that he needs to go investigate.
But it's a very good question. Why would Jon leave Winterfell and go chasing just not on horseback through some random pass? I mean, that seems to be a big development for his character.
Why wouldn't he get a fat horse like Arya's?
Yeah,
exactly.
Fat horses are where it's at.
Exactly. It's winter. You need the fattest horse you can get.
You're right. So there's a bunch of, it looks like wildlings running out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the gate? There's a gate in snow. Is that possibly related to the wall, or is it Winterfell? There's a portcullis.
It looks like
it looks like a gate in the wall, because the outside of it, it looks like there's the giant ice wall right next to it.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's what I thought. So and then there's also the ring of fighters on the snow.
Yes, that too.
Like they're backing up to each other to defend.
Well, we saw in the Battle of the Bastards that Jon challenged Ramsay to single combat. Maybe he's dumb enough to try with the Night's King?
He is very dumb.
Comment by user Bisonratte, spelled, and they say, in the scene where there is a circle of persons in the snow, the one on the right seems to have something like an axe or a warhammer, so they speculate it could be Gendry with a Robert-like warhammer in that circle. So
that would be dope.
That's the other thing. We're
where is
playing
Gendry anyway?
Yeah, we keep playing with the idea that the snow means it's in the north. We don't. By the end of the series, the entire continent could be in snow. We don't really know where any of these characters are.
That's a good point. They could be a White Harbor for all we know.
Or they could be even south of the Neck, depending on how much of a time skip they end up doing. I mean, at the end of A Dance with Dragons, snow's already falling in King's Landing. If we're catching up to that, surely that's going to be coming soon.
Probably, and don't call me Shirley.
I got Leslie Nielsen.
I never get to use that in real life.
You finally got it.
It still isn't real life. We're on the internet.
It's close to real.
Was
there any other...
I keep just catching scenes of the Lannister soldiers getting their asses kicked.
Oh, we could talk about the battles we see.
What do you guys think? Is that place with the Lannister logo on it King's Landing or Casterly Rock? Because I've heard people suggest both in
I
the
don't know.
threads.
When you say both, do you mean like at once or
Like this
the same
simultaneously
person
both?
hedging their bets on King's Landing? No, I mean, I've seen some people say, "Oh, well, obviously it's King's Landing because it's the Lannisters," and some other people going, "Well, no, that doesn't look anything like King's Landing."
I don't think it can be Casterly Rock because I don't know how the Dothraki would get to the western side of the continent or the island.
Well,
But it
they
has to
sailed.
be because their names are Dothraki, and they have to go to Casterly Rock.
Oh my god!
Is that really your explanation for how they get there? Their
That's
names sound the same.
That's our explanation. Rock.
Aaron pointed out to me that season 6, Dario suggested they go around Casterly Rock.
That seems like a long way to go.
So if the Lannister symbol place is Casterly Rock, then that means that the Unsullied are there killing Lannister soldiers. Is this before or after they take on Cersei in King's Landing?
It had to be after, right?
Take on
Could be before.
Cersei.
Then it's like, screw you, Cersei. We have Casterly Rock.
Take on Cersei.
Does Tyrion really think he can rule Casterly Rock by killing Lannister soldiers? That seems like a terrible plan.
It's worked for everyone else in his family, so I don't see why he would think otherwise.
if they have to
And there's
retreat on their boats, would they have to take the Calais Sea?
Wow, the Kelly Sea.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Oh,
I just got a tiny glimpse of Brienne.
what?
What? Where?
She's at 50 seconds. She's sitting in Winterfell. She's sitting in Winterfell at 50 seconds, and Jon is like looking over his shoulder, and Sansa and Brienne are like sitting in the background.
Are you serious?
Oh my god, that is her.
Oh, you're right. Wow.
Look at you.
What a scoop. That goes on the subreddit immediately. That is a Fat Walda exclusive. That puts the PH in Fat Walda.
Is that acid or base?
No, like fat, like
I know.
I'm too much of a liberal arts major to catch on quickly. Yeah, that's really impressive. 50 seconds. Fat Walda spotted it first. Brienne under a chandelier. You heard it here first. Smash that MF and like button.
Does that mean Brienne's story is basically done if she's just kind of hanging out in Winterfell?
Do you think, so there's that scene where Jon and Tormund are running around. Do you think she's with Jon and Tormund?
Well, if she's hanging out with Sansa, doesn't seem to be seems to be loyal to her, not Jon.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because Brienne pledged her loyalty to Kat and thus to Sansa and Arya.
Yeah, that's true.
So how many battles are we going to see?
Oh, Field of Fire. That's one we should hit.
Yeah, right at the end, that looks like some sort of battle happening, right?
We see Drogon over the cavalry. That seems like a recreation of the Field of Fire from Westeros history.
Right. And earlier on in the trailer, you see the Dothraki sort of riding through and slaughtering. It looks like Lannister soldiers because apparently, again, these are the stormtroopers of the...
Yes. Yeah.
They're guys in red tunics. So I'm assuming it's Dothrakis killing the crap out of Lannisters.
I think so.
There's also someone very big missing from the trailer. The others, they are absent.
Excellent point.
Right, the others, and they're in the other trailer.
Just at the end, we have Davos talking about it. This one where he says, "Who cares who sits on the Iron Throne if we're all dead?"
If we don't put aside our enmities. Yeah, right.
Nailed
That'll
it.
be a skeleton sitting on the Iron Throne, or whatever he says.
They're clearly going to be one of the major plots of this entire season, and they're missing entirely everything about them.
See, I'm not convinced they're going to be that major this season. I think this season.
You don't think so?
I think this season's going to be mostly southward facing, and then it'll end with the others just annihilating the wall and showing up and being like, "What's up, bitches? Like, we're back."
But that's a pretty big plot to not even tease at all.
Yeah, but then all of season 8 will be the others. That's what I'm thinking. Is that this season will be like sort of these mundane wars, and I'm sure. Given that Jon and Tormund look like they're in some snowy place, maybe that there'll be some other stuff. But I think the brunt of the other plot is going to come in season 8.
I disagree because
Okay.
the poster that was released 2 days before the trailer is a close-up / super dramatic image of the Night King.
Right, Macumber. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ever since that trailer that had the dragon flying over King's Landing, then it seriously all was just a dream. I try to separate the marketing hype from the, in terms of the posters and that, I think it can be a different positioning than what we actually get in the trailers and then in the actual episodes.
But if we look back at the first trailer, they teased 4 characters, and one of them is the Night's King. They show the other 3 in this one heavily. They're missing him. That seems like a big omission.
Yeah. It's almost like they're making you feel his presence just by his absence. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's so deep.
That's a good marketing point.
Thank you.
But we don't have anyone north of the wall anymore. I mean, everyone's come south, right? Except for Bran.
Well, let's hope so.
I really do think there are people heading north. Well, maybe there won't be a wall much longer, so it doesn't matter.
Ooh. Final episode, wall comes tumbling down.
That's what I'm saying.
Think of their social commentary. They can engage in.
About the Berlin Wall.
It'd be amazing.
That's
yeah,
beautiful.
I think so too.
Yeah, what if the others don't actually bring down the wall, but rather add to it? Like make it even
They're like,
taller.
finally, we got you out of here.
Well, maybe Euron.
Well, that's actually a good question. Are they basically gonna just like leave him out of this series? This season. These first 2 trailers, not a lot going on with him.
Yeah, I honestly don't think Euron is going to be anything other than like a thug in Game of Thrones.
Think he's gonna be the new Ramsay?
Well, you say that he's not in it, but there's an awful lot of burning ships.
True.
There's people falling into the water. I mean, you see the image of presumably his ship at the beginning of it with the wings.
Mm-hmm. With the wings.
So,
yeah.
And then the speculation that he's going to team up with Cersei.
Right. Yeah, that's been speculated a lot. And if he is teaming up with Cersei, you would think that maybe they don't want to show that in the trailer as much. You know, maybe that's
too good of a twist.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I don't see him as being anything other than basically like a mini boss in this. I mean, in the books, I think it'll be a little different, but in the show, I don't know that they have the room to introduce and make him interesting and make him scary and then defeat him.
Well, we still have Sam's POV in the Citadel. There's still time for them if they want to do Euron invading the Citadel. There's got to be something going on there.
Yeah.
They're not going to have him sitting there reading books for the entire season. He also has Heartsbane. I mean, Randall Tarley's going to come for that.
Good point. Wow, well that was, we managed to, our ratio of discussion minutes to minutes of trailer footage is just out of this world. I think we should all be very proud of how much we've generated content-wise. Yeah, so that was quite a trailer. Do you think we're going to get another one, guys? Last question. Do you think we're getting another trailer before the show airs?
Yes,
yeah.
Definitely.
Yep.
That's right. So we will be back with the next trailer for a follow-up Quill and Tankard.
Hopefully with more random lesbian hookups.
Hey.
If only.
If only. I have been one of your hosts, Bookshelf Stud, aka Michael.
And I've been another one of your hosts, Eliana, aka Glass Table Girl.
I've been Joe Magician, aka Matt.
I've been Fat Walda.
I've been -Sam -R aka Samuel.
Thank you everyone for listening, and enjoy your evening at the Quill and Tankard.